Hello. Hi, it's Paul coming back with another video. I'm just taking a walk and I'm just going to go up through this park. Hopefully hopefully the video can, hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. So I don't want to really shout, but I can shout. What it is I'm just going for a walk through this park. It's just one of those days, you know, where I've got a lot of I mean, there's just a lot of there's a lot of stuff that I'm processing at the minute, and I think making these videos helps. It helps to organise and process a lot of things that's going on. So I'm making this video for my own benefit, really. So I get a lot out of making these videos. When I watch them back, I see what I can improve on. I also like listen to what I'm speaking about and kind of gain an insight that way. So I mean, the last time I made a video was when? A few months ago. It was a few months ago, because I mean, a lot's happened. I've been in hospital for 3 weeks. I'll speak about that at some point. But I just need to. I feel like I need to make some videos to. Also, I like to listen to my own voice as well. I kind of have been staying away from a lot of media, and it kind of because, but here's why. We need to reattune to our own voice and listen to ourselves and not be so consumed by other voices. It's okay to be to get informed, or to, you know, but see, when you're watching other people and listening to other people 24/7, which was basically what I was doing, you know. And not to say that I didn't benefit from listening to other people, but I did. You always benefit from listening to other people, but see, when you're on social media too much, you watch YouTube constantly, then you can kind of get out of touch with your own voice, and that's very, 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 very destructive. Don't use that word. It's not good to get out of tune with your own voice and your own body. Even I think we're all out of tune in some way. That's why we have to, and these days especially, with all the bombardments from all directions, physical and non-physical, as in energies and energies, energies, you're right, but they're different. So we have to. I've had to retune and realign. And based on, do you know, the lifestyle that I've had? The lifestyle that I've been living for the past. I've just spent a lot of time paying attention to other people too much, and here's why, right? Because like, I've learned a lot from other people. I've listened to a lot of great teachers, people with important information. I've learned from all the great people in the world, and I've kind of gathered all that information and kind of worked my and builded my own picture using what other people have been building on their entire life, and then they share it with the world. Yeah, there's a few people I could mention, you know, but just think of all the great teachers and all the great spiritual teachers and leaders out there who are either on YouTube or but some of them have been deplatformed. You know, there's somebody in particular that I'm thinking about, but some might think that he's a conspiracy theorist, but I learned a lot from these people. But I was just on other people. I was just, what was I gonna say? I was listening to other people too much, and kind of didn't give myself. This is that happens a lot with people, you know. If you're paying attention too much to, say, like the media or a soap opera, and you tune into that every single day, and you're talking about it constantly, okay, that can become more of a, that become your life, basically, more than your life. And so I think media, we're all saturated by different forms of media, and we're all using media as a distraction from ourselves, or we need to put something on, or we're constantly bored. Like people, because we can't sit still for 5 minutes without putting our phones on, or having some type of media on or in the background. Right, this I'm all speaking from experience here, because I've kind of retuned and realigned. And so when you do that, when you pay so much attention to the external, and you kind of get out of touch with your internal world, and so if we are paying attention too much to the external, but it's not an external, I'm talking about the all depends on the context, right? So if you are, for instance, looking for information, you're looking for truth, you're looking for knowledge, and so you're watching all sorts of media, you're reading a lot of books, okay? And I mean, I don't think that in writing forms it's as consuming as video media, where there's an actual representation of a person and their energy's coming through the screen when you're viewing them. And I think a lot of these platforms and a lot of these mediums have been used because they recognise that everybody's got their attention on these mediums, on these places. And so a lot of these places have been hijacked and have been used as a weapon, have been used as a form of communication. So, and it's basically just to take you away from your own ideas and thoughts. But it's all of it's unintentional. Do you know all of this? It could be. It's just the way things have turned out in regards to technology. It could be a well thought out plan, but I think there is. I mean, it's quite a big topic when you think of it like that. But you know, technology has an end game. It has a plan, and you know, I need to be careful what I'm saying here. You know, I'm always really careful with my words, you know, because for my own sake, really, because I need to say the right thing, otherwise I get annoyed. So see, I'm going on a bit. Right, so yeah, so well, basically, we're all I'm not saying we're all, I'm putting myself in the same bracket because I was in that bracket where I was constantly had my, listen to the birds in here, there's loads, there's some variety in this park. I mean here, look at this is nature, right? You want to pay attention to nature, pay attention to nature and be attuned to that, instead of, you know, and this is, I'm trying to pick my words here, instead of having our attention taken and consumed by these media forms which have kind of turned against you. I've found anyway. No, what am I talking about here, right? I'm talking about what we put our attention to and what it does to you in the long term. So we're natural beings, right? If you pay attention to artificial intelligence, basically, for too much, you might turn into one. If you pay attention to nature, guess what? You come into balance and you retune and realign. Okay? Now you do the same with technology, with games, videos, any kind of technology, and you pay attention to that 24/7. Let me tell you, you will become ill. You will get mentally ill, especially with what. And you will become out of balance, and you will become out of tune with nature, and that's very dangerous. And if you don't stay grounded, dangerous as in that you might turn into a freaking artificial intelligence if you've not already. And you will become out of balance with yourself, and you will not be in the right zone. You'll not be in your zone, you will be in another zone. So let me just get my breath back so I can speak this properly. So let's take this for example, like grass. Like, see, if you stare at grass all day, the only thing it's not gonna really form your mind and condition you. See, if you stare at this tree, there's an interaction going on, a natural reciprocal feedback from nature, and it goes whatever way it goes. It's like a whoosh with like a feedback situation, and it's a healthy interaction with nature, right? Even through this grass, your energy's going through into the ground and coming back up, and if you touch it with your hands, you can ground yourself. And anyway, so when you're in nature and you're looking around, it's not trying to brainwash you and control you and manipulate you and condition you and threaten you, right? Just use that for an example, right? I mean, hey, go into a jungle. If you go into a jungle, you might, oh, look at that nice tree, and then a big tiger jumps out and eats your brain before you're like, I mean, right? That's kind of right. Anyway, just we could skip that out. What was I saying? That you could get bit by a snake or something. So right, this is important, right? I'm trying to explain something. I don't even know. I've got a lot of things I'm trying to organise, right? So this is how I'm doing it. So there's a reciprocal nature with nature and us, because we're in a symbiotic relationship with the earth, right? But the thing is, so if you spend a lot of time out in nature, the benefits are plenty, right? But I guess, and as it goes with moderation, I guess. I think it's all about moderation, you know, and balance. Because if you spend too much time out in nature, you get cold. You may get hypothermia. If you stand under this tree too long in the same place, you're gonna get hit by a branch. You know, I was camping underneath a tree last week, and I just looked where I put my tent. It wasn't a big tree like this. This thing is huge. Well, anyway, so I mean, if you stayed out here, I mean, being out in nature is all great in moderation, just with everything else. And I think with our technology, we are overusing it, and we are spending too much time on it, and so it's kind of took on a life of its own. and that could be your energy that you're putting into it. We're putting in too much time and energy into these devices, and it's taking over our life, and it's pulling us out of balance, and it's making us out of tune with reality and nature. You won't be able to and so so over time, if you're spending like basically if you're spending 24/7 on technology, you're gonna hit a point, right? You're gonna hit a point, and it could take years and years and years. For me, it happened last month, but it was also because of all the insane bombardments of energies that were being hit from all directions, from the earth, from the stars, from the sky, from the animals, from the people, from the technology, from the system, from the atmosphere. There's all sorts of influences that are all around. Should try and get my breath back here so I can organise what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we are electric in nature. Okay, so we're electric in nature. We live in a meat suit, but it doesn't escape the fact that we are electric, right? We also need to be grounded, especially when you're around technology. So try and ground yourself. That helped me. So if basically, right, have you seen the film The Dark Crystal? Right? Now, there's a scene in that movie that kind of stayed in my mind when all of this happened, and I was trying to figure out what was going on, because I had to physically realign my attention and my energy where it was going. I had to ground myself more. Right? Since I've done that, see, I can't even get into it because I'm still trying to process and work it all out. What was I saying? Right, so the dark crystal, right? So they had this crystal, it's like a dark crystal, and they put these poor little creatures, you know, in front of these crystals, and these crystals were just sucking the life out of them. I could overlay a picture onto this video. It's kind of interesting that when you're sitting engrossed and engaged into your media, whatever it is, it could be your phone, it could be your computer, it could be other people, you know, because it's not just technology, by the way, it's anything that can take and redirect your energy. And as I said, you know, when there's a reciprocal feedback thing with nature, it doesn't take your energy, it doesn't divert it, it brings it back to you. There's a reciprocal nature that goes on. You know the figure of 8 that I'm doing here? That's what happens in nature. But see, when you're around devices and specific people, they can suck your energy. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is you're giving your attention too much to these devices. Okay? And we don't know what we're giving our attention to. There could be some kind of crystal that's getting charged. So we could be giving this thing life. So if you're giving your phone too much attention, we have no idea how influential and important, how influential and powerful our energy is. Just your attention alone. Your attention renders a world. Your attention is so powerful, and it's not just that. It's our consciousness. You know, depending on what your conscious state is, that's incredibly powerful. And if you're putting your attention and your energy into a device, a black device, You know, it's going to absorb your attention, your energy, so it is, and it's not going to give it back to you. Okay, now that's unhealthy, and this only happens when you're out of alignment and you're out of tune and you're not grounded. So if you're staring at a computer, a video game, anything, any kind of technology, even speakers, if you're listening to music, they can do it as well. I think these anything black technology is all black because they all absorb your energy. But the thing is, it's not intentional. It's not intentional. But in here's it goes back to the master plan with what technology is. So it could well be intentional, but it's just the way these things are designed. So we spend a lot of time away from our nature and staring into these artificial devices, and that can be very unhealthy over the long run because there's no feedback. Right, now hold on, there's no natural reciprocation from a device, from an artificial device, which when you put your energy and attention into and through, it's like a little window. There you go, I'm holding my glove. So see this phone, right? Like I'm looking into like a window. See this window? It's going nowhere. So I see if I look away from this screen, right? My attention and my energy is going into the ground, and there's a reciprocation going on. See when I stare into this phone here, into the screen, it's sucking my attention, my energy, and it's going somewhere. I got a diagram. I've got a diagram that I've written down. Okay, now, if you're doing that constantly, you're going to become out of tune, because we're supposed to be here in nature, having reciprocal interactions with nature, you know? And so imagine, try and think about how this works in the unseen. Right, now these devices, they've got crystals in them. They have got all sorts of things in them that they could draw your energy and your attention into them. Right? So it's hard to explain this. If you haven't, I hope I'm trying to explain this properly, because I've basically just seen it recently, and I had to see it because it was making me ill. And it wasn't like ill, it was just making me very, very frustrated, angry and upset and emotional, and it was because the non-reciprocation that was going on. So basically I had to come back into nature and retune and align myself, and when you do that, it kind of responds to you, and unlike technology can't do that. But then again, you know, I think technology and nature are kind of similar, but one is real and the other is artificial. That was pretty good. So, right. Okay, so we've got a castle here. So, I'm hoping that I'm painting a picture here. Basically, when you're out in nature, there's a natural process happening. When you're in your phone or in your technology, there's no natural processes going on. They can't be, because it's plastic, it's glass, it's metal. It's not got living properties, right? So you're a living being with a living presence and energetic attention. What would you call all of that? You're just a stream of consciousness that's coming in and out of you, okay? And if you're putting that into a technological device, it's going to it gets taken away. It doesn't come back to you unless, but that's another story, right? And so your energy and your attention is getting drawn out from you and it's getting put into a device. But it's going, and this day of the internet is getting broadcasted across the internet, as in your attention is being moved around. We don't know where it's going. It could be gone all sorts of places. It could be gone to the black and white satellite. Like drawn and maybe being, our attention and our energy is being drawn away from us and is being used to charge something or give something life. And it could be AI, you never know. I think that would make sense. But here's the thing. A lot of people won't even realise this. They will go insane, and a lot of the world has gone insane. They will go insane and they will make themselves ill before they ever recognise, because you have to come back to zero to be able to feel and recognise and realise where you're putting your energy into. There's a lot of people I think a lot of people have been basically had their attention in their life diverted and driven away from them and into something else. And that's their fate, right? That's their fate. But see, for people who need to, I had to realign, I had to retune. I felt it in my body, I seen it in my behaviour. You know, if you look at my last videos, you can tell that I'm really freaking upset and angry, ready to blow. And I was, because of the amount of stuff that is going on. I mean, these people know what I'm talking about as well, because you know there's all this things that are going on with people right now. We're in strange times, putting up with a lot of bullshit. I'm not even going to get into the amount of bullshit that I'm putting up with right now, but I was dealing with it the wrong way. And I was dealing with it the wrong way because I was not moderating my life really well. Giving my energy and attention to the wrong place, right? And it wasn't coming back to me. It was getting sucked from me, and it was even getting used to intimidate. And that's what I'm saying with live streams. You want to stay clear of. Let's see, if you're an awake person, stay away from fucking live streams. They want to parasite from you. No, literal. They don't know about the whole attention and energy thing getting drawn. I mean, this is new information coming through. They just get told what to do and what to say. But I think the world's been like this for a long time. You know, I think people are starting to see how the world really works, and it's not our fault that we're really growing and glowing and able to see so much. Sometimes you forget, you know, that other people like can hardly see anything. We can see everything. All truths of we can just see so much, and it's an effect of the journey that you're on. But one of the main leeches you want to get rid of, and because technology is attached itself to people, and I think I was attached to technology. Wait, have I gone off on a different subject? What was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm just trying to walk somewhere. Where am I going here? Wait, I'm going to go up this way. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going at the same time and trying to like really speak about complicated, mind-bending subjects. Right, so a lot of new information, I say a lot, like loads of new information has become available, and it came through to me in the past couple of months. And that's another benefit of staying away from it is all when I was staying away from technology and not having my energy drained and not putting my energy in too much into devices. They don't reciprocate. Right, I think I've gone off onto a tangent. I'll come back to it, don't worry. Right, so I'm trying to work out where I'm going here. Right, so basically, people are on a path and we're on a journey, and we get drawn and guided to specific things. And when you're, well, how do you say it? When your lifestyle is impacting on your growth, that's the best way to say it. You will get, you will soon realise, and hopefully it's before you have a mental breakdown and you do something stupid and end up in jail or whatever. Hopefully it's before all that happens. You know, you might have a midlife crisis and realise what's going on. It's because you're disconnected from nature. We are electrical, natural beings. We're not plastic. We need to be around nature. There's a physical need. You must be around grass and trees. You must touch the ground and ground yourself. If you don't, you're going to go insane. You're going to become out of tune with your body, and your body's going to get taken over. Believe you me. I'm trying to stress the importance in there, the importance of reconnecting with the world, because I think over time we've slowly disconnected from the world, and we were and are supposed to be in a symbiotic relationship with the earth, and the earth can't really exist without its people, and it can't be healthy without its people. It can't be a one world system and a healthy organism without its people paying attention to it. So I think we've all slowly been at attention and energy drawn away from earth and drawn away from nature, right, into these devices, and these devices are taking your energy and putting it God knows where. Here I'll show a diagram. I've drawn a diagram, and it really explains it. And all this information has come to me just at the time when I needed to reconnect with nature, because I was out of balance. Might have thought I was all fine. You know, I'm fine. I can spend all day in a house. I can spend all day behind four walls and freaking put my attention into a computer and a PC, not without giving myself a break and sitting on a couch, just sucking the life out of me. It's black, it's full of dust. You know, I've got a big energy field and it's all flowing around the whole room. My energy is getting stuck in the copper wires and getting filtered through the computer and all that. And it's not reciprocating, it's not energetic. It's just going to make you ill sitting around all that technology. Sitting around. And also I was sitting down a lot. Right, so I was cutting the circulation in my legs. And I'm fit and healthy. I'm really fit and healthy. But see this? So recently I've been standing up all day. I've been standing up all day. I've not been sitting down. Sitting down for 10 minutes and then going to stand in my kitchen all day. So I've spent a lot of time sitting down as well. And that's kind of impacted how I've kind of realised my chi, because it was blocked. And it was blocked, and I didn't have any kind of skills to work with my chi. And there was also something else going on with that. Like, see, when you're doing exercises and breathing exercises and stretches, it can feel stupid. And I think a lot of people are like that. It can feel stupid to do all these kind of things, but you need to. You get to the point where you need to do specific exercises. You need to do breathing exercises. You need to breathe through your nose. You need to breathe slowly. We need to do stretches. We need to do physical exercise all the time. To get your energy, we need to have our airways all clear. So we have to have a clean, spotless, clean house with no dust. No dust. I've had to move all the things in the living room around so that the air circulation can flow around properly, because I wasn't getting enough air. So this all accumulated into a situation where I was being provoked by my neighbour, you know, which is, it still goes on. I mean, everybody can understand this, and not one of anybody who's listening or is going to watch this will not know what I'm talking about here, right? There's a lot of, we're being provoked and antagonised by our neighbours and by people. It's been going on for a long time. I've complained and complained and complained. It got to the point where I got really angry and I started smashing the walls because I complained so many times. I've complained to the housing, you've seen my other videos, I've been complaining and documenting this for fucking 3 years. It's been going on for 4 years. But basically it's all that I was on that button there. It basically ended up showing me that I wasn't in balance. I was spending too much time on a computer. I was not spending enough time in nature. I wasn't attuned and aligned to myself and my voice, and my own inner voice and my own inner world, even though I've been expressing it in so many different ways. But I didn't have a lot of moderation in my life, and so a lot of the events that took place showed me that I wasn't in balance. And so in that sense it was a good thing. And how can I say this, it showed me something, you know, because I mean the world, see the world that's here to antagonise you, and you could call them your enemy, you could call them whatever, they're all here to try and teach you something. But they're still arseholes. You could say they still do your head in, and that's absolutely fine, you know. But they've still got value in the sense that they can teach you something that you can't see yourself. So in my case, I learned that I was stressed out, under a lot of stress, and I was under a lot. I've not seen my son for 3 years. I've had my court date adjourned for another 6 weeks because apparently I've not got the capacity to speak in court. So I've not seen my son for 3 years. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life that would send the average person whoosh up the trees. Mental. The amount of stuff that's going on in my life. A lot of people have got a lot of similar things going on. You know, but I'm talking about me here. I've had like things just piled on top of me, piled miles high. The amount of stresses and things that have been piled on me, and then all of this situation with the secret society, it just made everything. It showed my weaknesses. It showed, right, and so I seen that, and I was. What do you call it? I was open enough, I was open and honest enough, because I really want to grow and I want to learn anything that I can, particularly about myself. I seen that there was areas that I needed to work on, and if it wasn't for these people I wouldn't have known that. So that's valuable. That's incredibly valuable to see that, that sometimes people have got a lot to show you and to teach you if you're open and able enough and big enough to be able to look at yourself and say, you know what, I need to get off the computer, I need to spend more time in nature, I need to retune and realign, because it's affecting me. You could say that to anybody, you could say the same thing, it's affecting you. And it can also make you tired. There's a multitude of things. There's a multitude of different impacts and aspects of not moderating and living in balance. Because that's basically what it is, we're out of balance, big time. And getting away from me here and talking about like the world, I think everybody's kind of this, we're all attached and addicted to our technology. It's, you know, we've all got stuff going on in life and we just want to escape from it. Okay, so we escape from it. Well, it all started as entertainment. It all started as entertainment, you know, years ago. People used to put on a soap opera, and that was all entertaining. It used to mirror real life, didn't it? But I mean, but even back then, it was kind of overacting, because everybody had a happy family and everybody like was all smiley and there was no arguments and there was no. But then you know, media progressed, shows progressed, and they started to reflect society as society grew. I think like it's an art media, it's an art form, it's an art media, and so, you know, art imitates life, and so the art kind of reflects what's going on at the time. So but they got to a point where the media started to inflate and over exaggerate our lives and bring in the drama, constant drama, and just over the score, over the top, plot lines, and it just became out of touch with reality. And you could say the same thing with science. Science has come out of touch with reality too. They've gone in a complete wrong direction. Science went in the wrong directions back in the 20s with Einstein. Right, he took us off into the physical material world. He just completely ignored the other side. Right, clueless, not got a clue. Right, no. So all these, I mean, oh, see, I'm just going to a different topic there, right? So you can say the same with science, right? Because science is has grown to understand and right, hold on here. It's right. Can I just stop that there, right? Just skip that, because that's a whole different subject. It's interesting. So I was talking about media. So we've spent a lot of time on media over the years. I'm talking about the world here because, you know, I've my family, we used to watch like media, you know, like Neighbours and Home and Away. I'm talking about when media wasn't that bad. I'm thinking of a time when media wasn't as bad as it is now, and it wasn't exaggerated and blown out of proportion and over the top OTT madness that it is now. But anyways, media has slowly drifted into fantasy land, fantasy world, and make up, make believe, and it's become so out of sync and out of tune with reality that people look at media, they look at the news, they look at science, they look at all kind of forms of media, and they see, and they think that's the reality, when in fact it's an over exaggerated, out of sync and out of touch reflection of the world. And so people are paying attention to this, and they're thinking that it's an actual window and a reflection on the world and society. So when people watch the news, they think that they go outside and they think their neighbours are serial killers. Right? They can't go out at night time because they think everybody's a murderer. You can't do nothing, they paralysed everybody. nobody could do fuck all because of media, because it's out of control and it's grabbed you, it's put you in a fear state. Now you're in a fear frequency, then you're out of balance. Oh, hold on, I think you might be still, you can still be in balance and be in a fear state, you know. But anyway, so what's happened here? What have I just been talking about, right? Technology taking away your power. Technology giving your energy and your power, your peace and your attention. By the way, soon you're staring into technology and you're in a Zen state. You are either powering yourself of really using that technology in a specific way, or you're unintentionally being communicated with from the other side. But that's another subject anyway. We'll skip that. So I think yeah, so let's talk about balance, right? So when people watch a movie, or if we watch a program or a documentary and we think of that's life and that's real, when it's not, it's been made up and there's a lot of inconsistencies and lies and fabrications and illusions. Yeah, I was talking about balance, and so if we're not in balance with see, I was going to go off into a completely different topic there about how to see truth and how to detect lies, but I think that's another story for another time. Because so I mean, like yeah, there we go, right? So it could be because we're so disconnected, because we pay so much attention to the falsehoods and the fear and all the fabrications that the media show, that it disconnects us from our power, and so that we have, and there's a lot of other aspects and attributes that go into all of this regarding the poisons that inhibit a lot of our functions. But even then, I managed to get through it all, you know. I just feel like a lot of people are locked. Well, the world is like being really locked and sucked out of their power, and drawn away from their power and placed into artificial technology. And with me, I think it tried to do the same with me, because it tries it with everybody, but it's ultimately a test of your will. It's, specific people we're not fated to become clones on our phones. We're not fated to become consumed and absorbed into these devices and have the world strip us of our will and our intention, and to stop us, you know, because people come into this world and they can either get stuck here or they can pass straight through. But as they pass through, they leave behind a massive trail. And they see everything. They see all the illusions and all the deceptions, and as they pass through them and see them, and as these devices try and attach to and try and take and just try and work on us, and all the systems try and work the magic with the sea on people. The specific people see all this and we point them out. So as all these systems are working on us and trying to take our power away, we just smash through every single one of them, and then we leave behind a trail because we've seen them and we've seen what they've done and we've seen what they tried to do, and then we articulate our truth about these things and what they tried to do, and it basically just articulate everything we see. because I mean, we're trying to work it out ourselves. We're trying to work things out ourselves. So, you know, you've got robots everywhere. Robots are everywhere. I tell you what, a lot of these robots do, they make a noise when I go past them. A lot of these robots, see when I go past a car, somebody will slam the door shut. It's like they're getting notified on their phones. So they're just like zombies, man. They're zombies. No, I'm not being nasty, but there's zombies. There's zombies going about this place, and we're in the end times. We're in strange times. So basically, the zombies tried to get me, and I smashed their whole system. I broke the whole system, and I broke the world, and I'm going to continue to do so. They tried their shit on me, and I fucking broke the whole system. Broke it, smashed it, obliterated it. Seen it with my eyes, and I'm able to describe it. I understand it. I'm above it. I've seen the value in it. I've seen what it was trying to show me as well. And you need to get past the stage where you're just angry and like all the time. You know, a lot of channels just keep going on. Like, oh, there's the bots this, the stalkers this. Have you not understood what's going on yet? No. Have you not understood why people are acting strange? Right, well, that's not for me to tell you why. Anyway, if I feel like it, I will. But I think people should try and work it out on their own, because it's like a big test. It's a big test. It used to really annoy me, and it still does annoy me. Still annoys me seeing you got strange people doing strange things, and like, you're a fucking weirdo. You're doing strange things as well. You're a fucking weirdo. You're a bunch of fucking freaks, aren't yous? And that's the truth. That's amen to that, by the way, because that's the truth, right? But I know what's going on. I know what's going on. So you need to work it out. Anyway, so what were we talking about before we get distracted? Distracted by these people. That's all they do, is try to distract you. Right? Let me just get into this for a second, right? Do you know your attention and your energy is incredibly valuable and powerful? It's probably what they're trying to show you. How powerful and influential, and how much your energy has been taken and drawn away from you, and what it does when it's taken. So see if you're walking past somebody and or if you're walking past somewhere and they slam their car doors, because that happens to me a lot. Everywhere I go, people turn up in their cars, they stop and they slam their car door just as I'm passing by. I have planes and trains and automobiles synchronizing with me. I have helicopters flying. I have it all, even more. What I've learned is right, here's an example. If you're they're trying to divert your attention, right? So if somebody goes like that, here, pss, 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 look over here, look over here, look over here, right? And they say, look, and you look over here. But there's a dark crystal and it's going to steal your energy and attention. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Don't look at nature. Don't look at nature. I'm trying to explain this. You see, I'm trying to make this video calm and collected and not to get upset. Right, but I've just walked past one of the zombies down there. Do you see that? I just walked past the zombie and he's done his thing. Zombies, they're all in this park. So they are. And it's an absolute truth that I'm speaking here, that they're zombies, they're artificially intelligent. They're not clever. They're just a bunch of artificial people all strung together who've had their minds taken, violated, they've had their brains and their mind raped, violated, they've had their heart stolen, they've had their courage and their heart taken from them, and now they're all being strung together in a big group and they're trying to intimidate other people when it's a bunch of cowards. So what is it? Wow. I mean, wow. And see when you know that. See when you know what these people are. It's like, wow, man. Unbelievable. So yeah, we're in the end days. I'm trying not to stray off from what I was talking about. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about down there. Right, so, we're gonna have to change the subject onto the days that we're living on for 2 seconds. So, so these things, you come out the bushes and everything. Let's try and come out the bushes here. Yeah, they come out the bushes and everything. So, if we're living in the end days, you know, which is strange times that we're living in, it's the end of days, it's in the Bible. You know, people have all been artificially intelligently controlled. You can't go anywhere these days without one of them jumping out the bushes and like doing something strange. But I mean, I'm not like being nasty about it. I'm not being nasty about it. But I mean, people are zombies, mate. People are zombies. Right, and this is on the wrong setting. Put it back to 1. Right, it's on the wrong setting. There we go. It's on wide. I don't want it on wide. So, I'm trying to make a video here. We're being slightly distracted. Hold on, I need to put my glove on. Hold on. Okay, right, here's how we can fit this in and segue this in nicely. Right, remember how we were talking about our attention and our energy and what we're giving it to? And what happens when you don't align yourself to the nature, what you don't be cognizant and conscious of where you're putting your cognitive and consciousness, your attention, your focus, what you're focusing on. We've not been taught the science. Well, hold on, we'll go back to that. The basic science of like interactions and interactions and feedbacks and reciprocal systems between natural reciprocal systems and artificial reciprocal systems which don't work. You see, our invisible biofields and our fields, it gets stuck in technology. It gets wrapped around the copper wires. It goes all haywire. I'll show you a diagram. And we go back to that because that's quite interesting. So, what happens? I'm not singling any one zombie out here because there's a lot of zombies. You know, there's got zombies with red, zombies with yellow. There's a lot of different types and types of zombies. But basically, a lot of the people who have not been able to balance and moderate their use of technology and have not been strong enough and had the awareness to know that technology has taken their orientation from the earth, because we should all have an inner orientation to the earth and to nature and to ourselves. Some of these poor people, right, let me tell you, God's always with them. God has never left these people. Even the most mind-controlled person still has God within them. I know that because of my time in the hospital. I mean, these people, right, they're basically being used and abused. You could, right, there's a lot of different ways to look at this, right? But I really do what do you call it, sympathise with everybody, because I can understand what's happened and how sometimes you can't pull yourself away from your escapism, and sometimes that's not all of it, and sometimes you're not strong enough to stand up to bullies and to be not allow your neighbours to intimidate you, to turn you into a zombie, or all that kind of stuff, right? But you see the understanding I've got is quite amazing. Should I put that back in widescreen? You can see more like that. The wide lens, not wide, it's a wide lens. So anyway, basically, without getting into it, right, because I've got really a lot of sympathy and empathy, I can empathise with everyone, because I understand, I've been there, I know what it's like. Like really, I know what it's like. You know, I mean, I have a go at these people all the time, but there's just, there's no animosity there. It's just I mean, these people, they're really your brothers and your sisters, but they've been taken, but they're still here. And they want, a lot of people, especially the young people, you know, they won't get it, they won't understand, because the education system has really robbed them of their natural understanding of basic fundamental things like grounding yourself. It's very important to ground yourself, and moderation. They don't teach moderation in schools. They teach moderation. How about that? Never mind anything else. Teach one thing, moderation. Anyway, let's get away from that subject. And back to down to earth. And continue this video. Right, I want to keep it going for at least 2 hours or 3 hours. Because I want to watch it back. Because as I said, I'm trying to stay away from media. So I'm trying to pay more attention to myself and align myself with my own voice and listen to my own voice and pay attention to myself, pay attention to what I'm putting myself into. And you know, it's energy draining. See, when you're not getting reciprocation and feedback from something that you're putting your energy into, that's draining. That's draining. It's physically and unseen. And it's physically and non-physically draining you. If you're staring at a screen that is not a natural fibre inside it, it's going to take your energy away. It's not going to give it back to you. And I'll get back to it because there's a way around all of this, which is why I'm able, this is why I'm able to stare at the screen and not have it suck my energy out right now, because I'm aware of this, okay? And there's other keys and there's other secrets, but you need to figure them out. You know, we can't be throwing our wisdom to barbarians. Skip that. Skip that. Oh, how'd you cut that out? Oh no. I did sending when I said that, by the way. But it's really important not to, I think people all need to work things out on their own. With that. And see if everybody just gave everybody the answers and the secrets, there would be no route and pathway through, and you wouldn't even know how you got to them answers, and you wouldn't really have a fully true understanding. You wouldn't walk the path. You need to walk the path to understand specific things. You can't just be given the answers and the truth and the knowledge like that. You have to live it. You have to physically know it and understand it. Otherwise you don't truly fully have a true picture. of things. I mean, like, if somebody could show you a map of a trail or a road. Oh, here's a map. You know, oh look at there's a picture, there's a video, but see when you actually walk that trail, there's, you know what I'm saying? So even like experience, you need to physically experience that to know it. Right, so what was we talking about there? Hold on. Right, let's just stop. Hold on. Let me just go up and around here. This park, let's just take a break a second here, because I'm just trying to organise my thoughts at the circuit at the minute. And this park is full of variety. You wouldn't believe the amount of different types of trees and different types of plants and birds in this place is insane. It's huge. It's a big national park up in Loch Lomond. That's another thing. So I've been really noticing the sound of the birds recently as well. I've really been paying attention because obviously I've shifted my attention. Right, so I had to. I've been paying attention to the birds recently and it comes into play with my music, because I really listen. I really listen. See, when I listen to music, I can hear everything. But it's really strange when I listen to specific music, it's different every time. That's my own music. Let me just say this, that when I'm like, because I'm a musician, I play a piano, I play a synthesizer. I've made this specific patch, and when I play this patch, it gives me a feeling, because it's like a really true sound, but it's still getting artificially projected from the speakers. Right, so you want true sound, you want true acoustic sounds, you don't want sounds that are being replicated through a speaker, right? But that's another thing. So you see, when I've got really good ears. I've got really good hearing. I was going to say ears. I said ears. So yeah, I can hear everything. You wouldn't believe. But recently, I've been really paying attention to the birds. And seeing you listen to them, the tones they make and the sounds that they make, it's really a unique sound. It's not coming through a speaker. Right, it's not coming through a speaker, it's coming from like a natural place. It's the same with our voices, you know, but where are we speaking from, you know? And so I've been paying attention to that lately. And I've found that there's a communication that happens between nature that you don't get anywhere else. I'm just basically trying to say that I feel like the birds speak to you sometimes. See, I could just say that. I feel like the birds can speak to you sometimes. I've been in specific places and I've taken specific paths because there's a bird like telling me, go here, go here. Now, imagine you saying that to people every day. Oh, he's crazy, he's saying the birds are talking to him. Man, he's really crazy. I can't believe he got released from a mental hospital saying that he had no mental illness after 2.5 weeks, because he's obviously insane. He's talking about birds. Speaking to him. But yeah, they are. Listen to them. They are always speaking and talking and interacting. The trees speak and the trees sing. And when you go through a forest, you will hear birds singing and tweeting and making noises and communicating. They could be talking about you. All. So say if you're walking through a forest, right? There's a tree up. There's a tree there. There's a bird in that tree. There's a bird in that tree. There's a bird in that tree. They're not just sitting watching people walking past. They're all like, oh, look at this guy. They're like, oh look at this guy. You think she's clever. And then another bird's like that, oh look at this guy, look, they just start having interactions and things, right? So I've really paid attention, started listening to the birds, and they have become, yeah, I think it's a sign that I have realigned and retuned to the earth. And obviously I have, you know, if you knew what happened. It's a lot of insane things have happened, but I can't speak about them. Really, like, just stuff I'm still processing and working on. Still trying to figure out. So I had to realign. I had to reorientate where I was putting my time. I had to rethink about what I was spending my time thinking on. I had to retune from the artificial world to the true reality. I had to retune from a world into another world. But there's a balance that has to be met between them. You know, so it's like worlds coming together. You've got your inner world and you've got your outer world. But you've also got the illusion. The illusion. Don't... Right, it says, yeah, look at it like that, right? That's a good way of looking at it, actually. So say if you've got three bubbles in front of us, right? One is an illusion, one is reality, and one is a lie. No, the illusion's a lie. One is a lie, one is reality, and one is artificial, right? And I say the artificial one is not the one that's fabricated. It's a copy, it's a replication of nature. You could call it a lie, but it's not the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is the world that's been set up, if you could see, to take your attention away, right? That one. That artificial one. And the lie is, right, I messed that up a bit. So anyway, you've got three bubbles in front of you. Three worlds, let's say you're in a dark place, you know, the dark room, you've got three lights. You're only paying attention to one of them. Okay? When you're in fact connected to another one, but you're paying attention, you're physically and metaphysically connected to one of them, right? Which is the reality. But you've been deceived, and you're now paying attention to the one that's fake, is artificial. So you think you're in that world, and you think it's basically going to take away your power. And the other one, the one that's a lie, that's going to take away your power too. It's going to intimidate you, and really work on you as a system to divert your energy and your network. Sorry, oh, I can't go up that way. I can't go that way. It's all bogged. Away from your reality. So, looking at it like that, it looks as if the people have been disconnected from themselves. They've been unplugged from their power, and they've been plugged into another thing. See that? Now all you need is for someone to come into that dark room and turn the lights on and show you what you're looking at and what's around you. But that's your consciousness. But a lot of people hide their conscience because it's painful for whatever reason. But you can use it to see everything. That's a good analogy, actually. That's not bad. So it looks when you look at it like that, it looks as if the people have been disconnected If you look at the film, well, no, never mind that. If you imagine a people that live in a forest and they're all connected to nature, they're on a symbiotic relationship with nature, right? And they're all living in a forest and completely, like 100% natural, living in nature, right? Then one day, these devices come. Actually, right, hold on. So over time, that civilization, whatever it is, it lives in a forest in a symbiotic connection with the earth. Over time, they develop tools, right? The tools must have started off simple, and then over time, the tools developed into technology. And you know, technology is invented as a help. It's always invented to help, to make things easier, or to make things more efficient or useful, right? So that civilization starts to develop technology, and over time, over a long time, how long is it taking? It could be thousands and thousands of years, but no, millions of years, millions, hundreds and thousands of years it takes, right? Next thing you know, everybody's living in houses, bricks, not natural, right? Not even wood. You can't afford wood in your house. You've got to live in a wood. You've got to live in a brick house with plaster. Next thing you know, everybody's they're out with their trees, trees, living in houses. They've all developed ways to make their lives more functional, and they've all slowly been taken away from the beauty and the entertainment. Look at this for entertainment. That's a bit dark. Oh, look at that, some entertainment. Way. So they've all been taken away from that into their devices, and so now they're living in houses which are artificial. They're above the ground. See, they're not connected to the ground anymore, right? So they've been disconnected from the world and they've been put into another one, but it's all because of advancement and technological advancement and right, and all that. Now, what's happening? And also, instead of having to go out to get berries and pick up coconuts off the ground and go off on excursions and bring back some food, you know, they're all going to McDonald's. They're all going to McDonald's. They're not getting nutrition. So they're not getting any nutrition. They've been disconnected from the ground. They've been disconnected from nature. They find entertainment in the artificial. They've been completely drawn out and taken away from a world into another world. But they think they don't know about it. Hold on, let's slow down. So, I mean, the world is completely changed, and they're now living in houses, and they're now having to live basically completely differently and far away from nature as possible. Now, what's happened is that the people who once lived in this forest, you know, there's a imaginary situation here, hypothetical. They've slowly become disconnected and out of balance with themselves, and they're starting to go crazy. And everything they're watching as well on the screens to keep them entertained, because you can't just sit here and look at the flowers moving in the wind. How about that for content? Look at that for content. You just stare at that instead of staring at your screen. You might have a soul. So they've all gone mad, okay? Because they've been taken away from their roots, and they've been taken away from themselves, and they've slowly gone mad, and they're acting strange, and so they've been taken away from the seat of their souls. They've been taken out of their bodies. They've been taken over, unfortunately. And the other side, not the other side, just, it could all be the same thing. The other side has found a way in through them, because these powerful beings who are in a symbiotic relationship with nature have become defenseless and unprotected, and are able to be infiltrated by outside influences and forces that have taken them over, because they've lost the connection with nature. Can you understand that? That's basically what's happened to the earth, to the people. But we were once living in huge massive trees that were the biggest mountains, reaching all the way up to the heavens. They've all been cut down. To be advanced. Well, what's the whole reason for it? I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to get far to it. It really goes off into deep subjects. Just kind of think about it for a second, and I mean, where do you go from here? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the individuals, right? So there's individuals in the community who have also been uprooted and disconnected, but they've got some kind of like unbreakable tether, unbreakable, unseen tether to the earth. And these people heal themselves. They can recover, and they can realise that they've been uprooted, and they're out of balance, and they need to get back to nature, and they can see the walls around them are not allowing anything through them. They can see that the energies and the devices that they're putting themselves through is not giving anything back to them in a natural way. They can see that they're living in out of balance, and they're over consuming media and technology. Wait, let's move away from here. They're over consuming technology, and you can see why, because they're trying to find their way back to their home. They're trying to get back to their roots. You know, everybody says you need to get back to your roots. Hey, our whole civilization needs to get back to our roots, and that's the world they'll be living in today. Has been caused by the fact that we've been uprooted from our true nature, and then we need to fight and climb our way back there. And it takes a lot of suffering, trauma and abuse, and loss, grief, a lot of pain and misery, until you realise, until you actually wake up, until you reach a conscious state, that you're able to see the world that you're living, and you look back at your past and you're able to see what was happening. You know, that happened because I was out of balance, or that happened because I was upset, or that happened because I was like spending too much time on my computer. I had loads of things going on at the time. I wasn't able to see my son for 3 years and I was being antagonised. I was not getting any help by nobody. I was complaining and nothing was happening. That happened because that happened and that, because you've raised your consciousness to a state where you can see and understand your life. And you can look back at where you've been. You can see where you've gone. Don't look at where you're going. I don't anyway. You know, your future is right now. You shouldn't plan a future. You can plan a little bit ahead, of course, you know, but I think it's a trap to overthink your future and to overly plan things into the future is a stupid thing to do, to be honest with you. You need to take things as they come. That's just something else. I feel this is just really important. So I feel that now people have gotten to a stage where, and they've all come to this realization because of the amount of shit that they've been through. And if it basically wasn't for all the trials and tribulations that we go through in life, if it wasn't for the things that try and divert your attention and distract you from your path, you know, because sometimes we go off the path like way, we get distracted, we go off into the path, off onto another path, and it leads you into a whole new experience. You've got to find out what the lesson is in the experience, and somehow, hopefully it will lead you back to the path. It should lead you back anyway, because all experiences that you go through should eventually lead you back to where you're going. That's your don't call it your future, right? Because it's really complicated when you get into that. It's basically your path, your journey that you're supposed to be on. And we all have a guide, and that guide is our higher selves. And it's also our higher selves is the universe. So we all have guides, and the universe can communicate with you through the trees, through the air, through the grass, through the insects, and through the birds, through people, controlled people, guided people. Everything can communicate with you to either bring you back to source, or help you to continue on your path of learning and understanding. And if you're on that path, then you should have seen by now that these devices that we're spending so much time on. Right, but here we go. Let's get into the other thing I wanted to speak about. I think it's so how we really work, how our biofields work, and how our energies actually work. You know, because we've got a physical body, but we've also got many unphysical, metaphysical bodies as well, which are equally important, and they connect and interact with the earth at a ground level, and they are fundamental, and they are first before any physical thing happens. Before we make any kind of first step, there's something that happens before that, and it's in the unseen, and it's in the energies that happen between us and the rest of the world, the rest of the cosmos. There's an interaction that happens, and it's unseen, and it's happening in a realm of energetic interactions. Because we're energetic beings, right? We're born on this earth. We walk on the face of the earth. right? But our bodies are elsewhere. Let's just explain something, because I was going to, and I've already spoken about it. So why these things are so able to take our us are able to draw our energy and attention away, right? It's because, as I explained it before, I think it's important to understand that your energy and attention is a real thing. It's a real thing, and that's what we're comprised of, as our energy and attention, and a consciousness, which is in a wellness. So say right now I'm sitting here, we've all got magnetic fields that are coming from our hearts, we've got magnetic fields coming from our brains, we've got all sorts of energies that's just interacting in the unseen metaphysical. We're interacting with the earth, we're interacting with the ground, we're interacting with technology. It's going through the ground, it's coming up through the ground, it's connecting, reconnecting. There's a feedback, there's a reciprocal systems all around you in nature. From the trees, reciprocal systems, right? There's no metal and plastic in that tree, it's all real nature. It's not artificial either. You try and replicate a tree, you can't. You can't. It would never be the same. You can't replicate nature, right, to its truest, deepest form, because trees are rooted and they also have different interactions that you can't copy. Something gets lost when you copy something, and it's probably the soul. If you try and copy a tree, you'll never be able to replicate the interactions that happen with trees, with the ground and with the sky. So there's basically interactions going on around us. It's moving away because one of the birds is acting strange. Some of the birds are not real as well. Right? Telling you, some of them are artificial. They can make weird noises. So there's hey, we're living in a fake world. You better believe it. This is an artificial world we're living in. We're living in an electric simulation, but hey, don't let anybody tell you that nothing matters. So everything you do matters. Every single thing, every breath you take matters. Every word you speak matters. Every action you take has got a huge, profound impact. Don't let anybody tell you that nothing matters. They've not got a clue. Anyway, so if we are in a relationship, our bodies are in a relationship, with the earth, and when we put ourselves, when there's a technological device in between, hear that bird? It's just a bird. When there's a technological device in between us and nature, it's a barrier, and it does not allow your energy to flow properly. I spoke about this before. I think I explained it. Pretty well, actually. This is a good thing about making videos, you know, because a lot of stuff comes out that you didn't like. Well, you did. It just helps you organise things. So, I mean, look at a rock. I mean, see that rock? These rocks, that's natural as well. You've got that. That's not artificial. So you've got energy can flow through that. You could pay attention to that thing, and it would come back to you in a figure of 8. You could pay attention to the grass, and it would come back to you. There's a reciprocal nature happening. But see if you put I can't put it down. See if you put a phone down there, or a screen down there, or a PC screen, or a monitor, or a mobile phone, or any kind of device, and you put that there, and you done this and your energy goes into it, but poof, it gets sucked out and it gets drawn away from you and it gets put God knows where. I've got a diagram of it. I had to get it out. I had to, because it was affecting me and I had to know all this. I had to become aware of all this because it was making me unbalanced. And so say if there was a technological device there and you paid attention, you could be sitting in front of your screen at home or anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't have to be in the ground. I'm just saying that when you pay attention to something artificial, right, your attention goes into that technology and boosh, it goes whoosh, 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 and it gets taken away somewhere else. It doesn't come back to you. No, pay attention to nature. Could be a rock, a tree, anything natural. There's a natural reciprocation going on there. See that feedback? You're paying attention to that. It's going in and it's coming back out. It's a natural flowing, energetic interaction going on there with nature and us. This does not happen with technology. So if you can imagine you're spending all day in your technology, that's going to make you sick and make you ill because it's drawing your energy away. You can imagine that in a huge scale with someone who's got, with artists in particular, because we spend so much time putting our energy and our fucking selves into our art, and then to find out that if you don't know, if you're not aware of this, oh, well, just wait and see the impacts, right? That could happen, and it's happening to the world right now. The world we're living in right now is insane and it's crazy and it's out of balance because of what we just described there. There's no relationship. There's no natural relationship with technology. It's not. I mean, maybe if it was made of natural materials, maybe that would help. But these devices, they're draining your energy, they're draining your attention, and not only that, and that's how they work electrically and how they function on a engineering level. Now let's talk about what's on these things, right? Because we were talking about media and how they lie and build an absolute fabricated version of reality, don't they? And people pay attention to that and they've kind of render that world in their mind. They go outside thinking everybody's a serial killer because they've been watching the news, right? Stuff like that, absolute bollocks. There's people out here want to support you, want to help you and protect you, lift you. We don't want to fucking hurt you. I'm telling you, a lot of people feel the same way. Don't listen to the media. So also, what's right now, say if you're paying attention to YouTube, you're spending all day on YouTube and you're an individual, guess what? That channel is getting taken over by the people who want to put you through a trial to teach you something. But if you're able and big enough to see that's what it's for and not to get angry and upset and like wanting to break your phone or like shouting and swearing and things like that, you know, because if you're watching, right, basically the whole media has been infiltrated. Alternative media has been infiltrated. Everybody's a coward. Everybody's been compromised. Right, because I tell you what, see if I had a YouTube channel, I've got a YouTube channel. See if I had a YouTube channel, I would not let myself get compromised, and you would not see me covertly threatening you watching my channel. You would not see that. I might say a few things now and again that you might think are, but they're not. This is just the way people speak. I am not one of these people who have been compromised and who's been used to put you through a trial and a tribulation. And I would never, ever be one of those people, because I would not allow it to happen. And so you can see that there's a difference there. And I think it's all about the fear state. You know, fear is a healthy thing. We need a certain amount of fear in our life to help protect you. Like, I mean, the fear, like say here, you need to be careful here because you might fall off the edge, right? That's a healthy fear. A healthy fear. They say you've got no fear. These people who say they've got no fear don't know what fear is. Say if there was a hole in the road up here, there's not. We'd need to be careful. We'd need to be mindful that that hole could potentially you get your foot stuck in it and like twist your leg. So but too much fear can pull you away from yourself just as much as technology can, and it can pull you away from your peace and your power. And so basically, well, let me just finish what I was saying here. You know, they've got the sirens going, meow. Hear the sirens? I hear my siren. There's my siren. See, because I talk about whatever the F I want to talk about, and that's that. You know? We are healthy. Anyway, let me just finish what I was saying. So, the technology is fundamentally a barrier and restrictive to our electrical bodies, right? When we put ourselves in front of these things, they are messing up your flow and your energy field. There's a, what's the word? What? Aye, so there's a disconnection, there's a distortion. When we put ourselves through these devices without being aware, you're getting distorted, you're getting torn and shredded through these things. You don't understand what's happening to you. You're being taken to the other side of the world. You're being spread around the world through satellites. You've been taken up to the Black Knight satellite and processed. But that's something else. When you're in front of a device, an artificial device, and you're paying attention to this device, there's no relationship there. There's no healthy relationship between a piece of plastic and your body. And the electrics inside it is going to mess up your electrics too, because we're electric on a fundamental level, on a foundational level. First, before we even speak, we think. Before we even move, there's a thought that initiates that, and that comes from your first body. You know, this physical material world is like the Middle Earth. You know, the things happen before anything happens in this world, in this realm. Something happens before it. Now, that first world is being filtered through technology and being drawn into oblivion. And let me just finish what I was saying, right, about the specific channels that we're watching. And, you know, I was talking about the devices themselves, the actual... Let's get in here away from the rain. We're talking about the actual materials that these devices are made of. They don't conduct our energy at all. They're not conducive to our energy whatsoever. So you're talking about the plastic, the glass, the copper. Is it copper in phones? No, but your energy fields can get wrapped up in that copper. Aye, don't forget that. So So these plastic artificial materials, which don't allow light to propagate through them as well. There's a lot of properties that these artificial materials have, like in this phone here. You can't see the phone because I'm obviously holding it. Well, there's some artificial materials there. They react to light differently. I mean, this wood allows light to propagate through it. It allows energy to propagate through it because it's a natural substance, it's a natural material. But see, our man-made materials, they will not allow your energy, they are not conducive and conductive to nature. Is it hard to understand that? And so, never mind what these materials are made of. Right, what about the content that we're watching and the people that you're watching? They've been compromised. They've been compromised and people have been weaponized to put you through a trial using these devices. So not only is these devices not reciprocating your energy and not allowing your true nature, there's no relationship there between you and that device. There's also other people on the other end of the device, okay, who are narcissistic, manipulative, deceptive people who are on the other side of the device. Could be listening, they could be watching, or you could be watching them. And I'm talking about content that we watch, particularly on YouTube and the channels that have been compromised. Right? For a specific, just press that. Don't worry, I just pressed that because I've got my front facing camera covered. Because I don't like the idea of a camera staring at my face when I'm staring at the phone. You know, I might have just woke up in the morning, a fucking camera staring at my face, so I just cover it up. Right, anyway. So it's important to finish what I was saying here. I think I need to get this, I need to say this, that there's people, I'm not going to mention any names, we all know who they are. There's people on the other end of these devices. Whoa! Sick! I've just nearly dropped it. There's people on the other end of these devices who are being used as tools to also drain and suck the life out of you. Just know that. I think that's all I need to say, because I had to say all of what I was trying to describe there. Now we can move on, right? So these people and these people, right, are all in place to show you to show you where your energy's going. Anyway, if you don't see what these people are doing, that they're manipulating you and drawing your energy and covertly threatening you as well, if you don't see that, then there's something wrong with you. And if you've not switched off by now, then I don't know. I think a lot of mainstream media has done this with the world, and I think they're trying to do it with alternative media too. So mainstream media has put people in a fear state and kind of sucked the life out of them for years, and fucking dickheads, man. Fucking dickheads. I get angry, I'm sorry. I get angry because they've sucked the life out of the whole world. They've taken my whole family. They've sucked the life out of my family. My family's all acting weird. Everybody's acting strange because they've all been manipulated and fed upon by the media. It's no joke. Right, so people have been... Right, what was I taught? I got upset because of what they've done to my family. And it's no bullshit either. It's no bullshit either. What media has done to people. Right. Could I cut that bit? Could I cut that bit out? Tell man, I'm real. I'm real. I'm real. Real is, I'm the real as you could be. Do you know why? Because I'm upset about these things. I'm not just talking about these things. I am upset. I am really affected, but not in an unbalanced way. I'm affected personally by what these fuckers have done. Right, now, let me just get past that, because everybody's been put through a trial, and some people have survived that trial and other people have been taken by it. And I think the people who have turned strange have been taken and have had, that's their fate. So let's not get upset and stuck on their fate, because that was their fate in the first place. They got fed through a machine and they didn't make it. They didn't make it. Unfortunately, they got intimidated and drawn into a mind state where they know that they're getting intimidated and fucking threatened covertly. They know that what they're watching is unhealthy and is not a natural reflection of the real life that's going on, yet they still watch it. They still sit in front of that box, like I know certain people do, and they're sitting there fucking shaking. They're sitting in front of the TV getting their life drained and sucked right out of them by the media, by the fucking news organisations. So they are. I've seen this happen to people in my family who just sit in front of their TV. They don't fucking care about anything around them. They don't care about their kids. They're shouting at their kids. They're fucking doing all sorts of shit. Not being nasty. They're telling you to be quiet because they're fucking getting brainwashed. Listen, there's a boat down there making strange noises. They do a lot of things like that. Shut up. They're just telling me shut up. Just because I've got a heart and I'm affected by this. Anyway, where was I? Right, I was talking about how people who watch, the beings, the people on the other end of these devices are compromised vessels. Right, that's all I'm going to say. Right, now they're getting used to put you through a trial, and it's just unfortunate that these people, that it's just unfortunate that specific people who I know in my personal life who have all betrayed me, because they've been turned into, because they've had their willpower stolen, they've had their minds violated. They don't care about nature. They don't give a F about nature. They talk about nonsense. They don't care about real things. They're all stuck in an illusion, living in an illusion. So not only are these devices, the material that these devices are made of, harming us, right? But the people on the other end of these devices are also unhealthy. And if you're consuming these compromised vessels, you're addicted by them. You're addicted to them. Because I know people, I'm speaking from experience, I know people who are addicted to getting put into a fear state. And it's ridiculous the way these people go on. So it is. You just stay away from them. Because they just don't, oh man, they don't, nothing matters to them. Nothing matters. And they will sell their own granny down the river. So they will. They will never speak to you again. For no fucking reason. My sister. They will betray you and not support you, and the attack on your son. That's my brother. Brainwashed by the media. All he does is sit in front of his TV getting brainwashed. He told me something about my son. I've not seen my son in 3 years. He says, oh, because I got a new boat, and I says, oh, I'm going to keep my other boat, and he says, oh, it'll be worn. I'm going to keep my other boat for Logan. He says, oh, it'll be worn away by then. So he's obviously doesn't give a F about me seeing my son, which is very, very strange. That's my own brother, right? That's my own brother, my own sister, my own mother. They've all been turned into deviants. You know, I didn't want to get into this, but this is all part of the subject. They've been turned into empty vessels by technology. It's drawn the life out of them. They've got no life. They just betray you. Never speak to you again for no fucking reason. Why? Because there's something wrong with you, that's why. You've had your life drained out of you through technology. You watch the media and you watch the news and you think it's a window on the world. They've got all sorts of shit in their mind. Yeah, so this has affected me personally. This fucking media, who's basically stolen my entire fucking family. So it has. This has got a personal impact on me. So it has. This is no joke when I say that it's taken my whole family. It's taken my whole family. Everybody I've ever known has been infiltrated and taken over and turned into a robot. I'm all on my own. I've been all on my own for years and years and years. Because my family have been all weak. Must have been all weakened. How come it's not taking me? How come I've come out the other side of this and fucking now I'm on top? How come? How come I've seen through all everything? How come I've seen through everything and I'm able to come through all this? And basically turned the tables. I mean, I didn't get turned into a fearful person and then started to betray and destroy everyone around me, because that's what the world has done. They've made people like turn on their own families and call people right wing extremists and alright mate. And conspiracy theorists. You know, I got called a conspiracy theorist and a right-wing extremist. Right, but I'm not going to get into that. By people in my family. They call me a right-wing extremist because of what they were getting shown on the frickin' news and on the media. Listen, this is no joke. I could go on and on and on about this, about how media has turned people into weirdos. It's fucking horrendous, but especially when you've experienced it firsthand. But basically, after all that, and it is upsetting because that's my personal life, that's my family, that's people who I've cared for, but they don't give a fuck. They don't not only do they not give a fuck about me, they don't give a fuck about my son. They want to see my son without a father. What's wrong with these people? Do you know what I'm saying? They've had their life sucked out of them by the fucking media. That's what's happened to them. Now they're a bunch of cowards who have betrayed their own family. And they continue to do so. But I'm at a stage and a level now where I can see exactly what's happened and how they've got into this pathetic fucking state where they've had their life taken from them. And all they're just empty vessels. They died a long time ago. They got died through abuse and fucking trauma. Spiritually killed. And now they're just a walking fucking meat sack for something that's controlling them. But I tell you what, see whatever's controlling them, it's got more fucking... It's got more, what's the word? It's got more life than they ever had. I mean, getting past all that, I mean, there's all sorts. People around me have been acting strange for a long, long time. Everybody. Every single body around me has been and has... I mean, I'm talking about the past because I've kind of got past all this over the past few years and I'm able to understand what's going on. But a lot of people can't see past all the betrayal and the trauma and the misery that people put you through. They can't see past that. And then you end up in a sorry state. And what? You become a victim. Nah, I was never a victim. I've been victimised, but I was never a victim by these fucking deviants. I'm a victor. I'm a victor. These people are trying to put me down. I'm like sailing now. I'm on top of the world right now. And where are these people? they're just compromised vessels. That's what they are. That's what I see them as. Compromised vessels who had their minds and their hearts taken, had their minds violated from them. They allowed themselves to be taken. They had no strength to fight the phantom which overtook them. And that phantom taking them over, but it was actually a part of themselves who betrayed their own family. So it was always in them. They always had betrayal in their heart. How about that? How about that? That they always had betrayal in their heart. And this system that manifested and grew over the past few years has just shown everybody for who they are. And it's put everybody in their place as well. Now, if you're not aside in nature, you're getting brainwashed and manipulated by media. One of the two. Or you're just having a lazy day where you just smoke weed all day. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to get out for a walk. Because, especially when you get older, you know, especially as your chi energy rises, you've got a lot of energy. You're locking yourself into a box. I mean, imagine you put a tree. Imagine you planted a tree in a house, because that's basically what we are. Right? I'm not talking about people with betrayal in their hearts. No, they're something different. I'm talking about people who grow and learn and protect and support. 15% battery. Imagine putting this tree in a house. Have you seen the size of my flat? Could you imagine planting this tree in a house? Right, the roots are going to break through the ground, and the branches in the tree is just going to break the whole place down. If you can imagine, if you're inside a building and your energy is massive, it's huge. It needs to move. It needs to move, and it's getting caught up in all the devices that you've got all around you. Your energy and your energy field and your biofield and your soul and everything. It's getting, your light body is getting caught up in your speakers. The big speakers that you've got all around you, your big surround sound and your centre speaker and your sub. It's getting caught up in that. It's getting sucked into the copper wires. It's fucking sucked through the technological devices you've got in your room. Oh, while all that's happening, you're staring at a screen. That's sucking your attention. It's drawing your energy away from you. It's drawing you away from nature. You're not grounding yourself. There's all sorts of other effects that are happening that are not in a natural relationship with. You end up going to make yourself ill, right? And then those people that move in above you or below you and start antagonising you, they're going to show you that. So they're going to show you something really, really valuable. Right? And if you can get to the stage where you can see the value in what they're trying to show you, which is how your energy's being misused, and how you're not moderating your life, how you're not moderating everything, how you're out of balance, and how we can feel our energy now. But at a certain level, we can feel our energy, we know our energy, we need to be careful, about our energy, where our energy's going. We need to be mindful and aware of where you're putting yourself, about what you're putting yourself through and what you put yourself into. And so if you're sitting knowing all that, and how the relationship between you and your bodies, because there's multiple bodies that you got, is interacting with your devices that's all around you, and you're inside a house, you're inside an artificial box, you're inside an artificial container, and you're a natural being, but you've uprooted yourself and put yourself into a box, and you're surrounded by loads of technology, and it's not healthy. Can you see what I'm trying to show you here? Eventually, you're going to become, because they will come, you know, the shadows The shadows. Just call them Zod and his two mates. They'll come and they'll really show you what you need to learn regarding your energy and where you're putting yourself. And I am trying to say a specific thing to specific people here who do not know what's going on, and they keep making the same videos over and over about specific things, and they don't seem to get what's happening here. And I can't even like explain it to you black and white, because that's not how it works. As I said, you need to walk your own path. You need to experience it and know for yourself. You can't be giving away things. You need to learn it on your own. But at the same time, if you could see that natural people who are not compromised and who will never ever be compromised, because we've got power. We've got power. We are being surrounded by we have surrounded ourselves by technical devices, and it's really unhealthy, right? And there's a force in the world that's here to show us specific things, and it's a hidden energy, and it's here to vibrate. It's here to show you through vibration. And allow you to feel. See, I can't even explain it properly. Maybe I should just say it in black and white next time. Because you have not got much battery left. I just wanted to make this video, and I watched this back. This is for my benefit. And I was thinking about this yesterday, about uploading my videos to YouTube, even though they're getting censored and shadow banned, and I don't get hardly any views, even though it's quite interesting. I think a lot of things I talk about is interesting. If you don't find it, that's fine. Go and be brainwashed by somebody else who's not going to help you. All I'm trying to do here is, well, make up your own mind what I'm trying to do here. But I'm trying to help myself process a lot of things. And making these videos helps, and saying that, I will upload this to YouTube, because see if even just one person watches this video and it helps them, then that's great. Then that's an additional help for somebody out there, you know. I mean, if I put this on YouTube, I don't care how many views. I don't put it on YouTube for the views. I put it up there so that people who can come across my content, and they can maybe appreciate and understand and empathise with everything I'm talking about. And if it helps them, if it even helps one person, one other real person, then wow, that's really it's really powerful. And it's a real help and a real force in the world. You know, I'm not out here trying to fucking destroy anything. But I try to just destroy my old unhealthy ways, actually. But out here, just trying to learn to get ourselves across. But that's the thing, we've been getting ourselves across on these mediums and through these devices, but we haven't realised and appreciated. We haven't appreciated how that we've been using these devices and using these medium forms as a form of communication, but we haven't appreciated that. We haven't appreciated specific facts about the technology that we're using. You know, that's all I'm going to say. So I'm just going to walk down here until the battery runs out, right? No, I've tried to not swear. Well, I think I did swear a couple of times. I tried to not like make any long pauses. No, because when I go through the video, I like to cut out the long pauses. If there's any long pauses, then take them out, so it makes the whole video shorter. So I'm not uploading a big file. and my computer is broken. My power supply exploded when I came back from hospital. So there's the heart of my computer died, which is it's quite oh, what's the word? Why am I keep fucking missing words, man? What's the word? It's quite oh, my time's running out and I'm 11%. Sorry, we've got 11%. It lasts for ages. Right. I'm trying to think of a word, but I can't think of it. You hate it when that happens. What was I saying? What was I saying? These birds are distracting. No, not you. That other one down there was. It was going tweet, 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 tweet. Like the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Right, so the heart of my PC died. I've had it for 10 years. It was a Corsair 750X modular power supply. It has really done me well, by the way. That thing lasted me for over 10 years. And every other power supply that I've got has eventually, big blue flash, explosion, big electrical explosion, just gave up one day. But this one has lasted me for 10 years, okay? Now, I was in hospital for 2.5 weeks. Maybe I'll talk about that another time, okay? This is pretty fresh. I'm trying to organise and process everything that's going on. So, I got out of hospital. I came back, I switched my computer. Oh, actually, I didn't switch it on for 3 days. That's strange. See, when I came back from hospital, I didn't switch on my computer for 3 days. There was 3 days of blackout. Basically I really had to switch it off for 3 days for some reason. I put it on after 3 days, and it was on for an hour, for a couple of hours. Okay, turned it off. Because I've really reduced my time on my computer since I've got back. I've reduced my time on everything, moderating a lot of things, being outside a lot more. You know, I used to not go out a lot, but I love to go outside. Love it. I feel at home out here now. See, since I come back, I feel at home. Everywhere I go, I feel at home, which is weird because I used to feel stressed. I used to have an agoraphobia, which is you don't want to leave the house because you, whatever reason. It's probably because of what happened in my life, you know. But anyway, I mean, it's nothing. It's not a fearful agoraphobia. It's just a condition where you just feel comfortable in your own home. It's just hard to explain. Maybe I'll talk about it at one point. I mean, it's quite a interesting subject when you get into it, but why people have got specific conditions, you know, and how they develop. And so yeah, so after I left my computer off for 3 days, it was actually 4 days. I turned it on the 4th day, which was the 2nd. Turned it on the 2nd, or it might have been the 4th, because I was doing a lot of meditating and breathing exercises. So basically I switched it on the next day and it wouldn't turn on. It wouldn't turn on, and I'm like, why? The light's not on. What's happening? So I've checked all my connections, checked all the cables, and I've realised that the power supply had died. It's quite strange. And what came to me was that the computer was off for 3 weeks, and it's always on. And so had been off for 3 weeks and then had a sudden load applied to it after being off for 3 weeks, and then I switched it on and put a load on, you know, like an electrical load onto the PSU, to the power supply unit, when the computer was switched on. And it's obviously because it's been off for 3 weeks, it's said, whoa, it just gave up. It's 10 years old, so that's that. So but basically it's the heart of the system. The heart of my system died, and it's just all synchronistic, and it's all like everything is just unfolding in sequence in my life. And it's quite interesting that the heart of my system died when and I've had it off just at a time when I need to realise, when I have to moderate my technological and screen time use. I'm having to really moderate it and keep an eye on it. So spending so much time just around technology, and it's brought me to a point where I understand what it was doing and all that kind of stuff, just what I've been talking about. And it's just all happened at a time where I need to stay away from a computer. I mean, yeah, I could be on it for a couple of hours per day, but then I need to switch it off and leave the room. I'll actually leave the room and get away from the devices now, away from the EMF. Because, you know, people are EMF sensitive. I'm light sensitive. I'm EMF sensitive. Electrical, magnetic frequencies and all that. All people, real people are sensitive. We're sensitive in all kinds of ways. But anyway, I'm going to have to end the video. So I'll probably make another one at some point, because I need to speak about a lot of things. So I do. There's still a lot of things that I need to process, and making videos is a real, I mean, this is what you call a good use of technology, okay? Because I'm seeing what technology is. I mean, it's been going on for what? The video's been going on for 2 hours and 17 minutes. I could still go on and on and on. But I'm having to end it because the battery's going to run out. But this is a good use of technology, because I'm using this right now to help process and organise my thoughts. And I'm going to watch it back later, and I've got something to watch. I don't have to be brainwashed and conditioned by other people who have been compromised, you know. But I mean, that's their life, that's their problem. But you're not going to compromise me, and I'm not going to spend all day watching your content and being and listen to your shit, basically. But at the same time, I am so grateful and appreciative of all the people who I've watched over the years who have helped me, and I think everybody should be as well, right? You know, there's a lot of people and content that I've watched over the years. Man, if it wasn't for those people, I would never have gotten to where I am right now. But you know, we've all got our points to get across, and we've all got our contributions to make in this world, and let's make your contribution a good one, and that's all we're here for, is to contribute. That's all I want to do, is contribute as well. So that's that. I'll see you next time. I'm going to end the video. I don't want to end it so quick like that. So it's all about learning about ourselves as well, you know, when you're doing videos. And hopefully we can have the strength to see ourselves and to make that change. You know, we've all got things that we need to improve on. I'll tell you one of them, even though if I don't know you, I bet you one of them is moderation. We need to get out in nature more and away from our devices, and I think you'd be a lot happier. I tell you, we don't realise that we're subconsciously being drained emotionally and psychically when we're watching any type of media. You need to be very, very mindful and very aware with anything you watch, anything you consume, anybody you talk to. You need to be extremely mindful of your energy. It's really important. So I feel it's all a growing thing. We're all really wanting to understand more. You know, I just really want to understand everything that's happened and trying to process things. Not come across as some kind of bigot. No, a bigot. Right, so that's me on my way. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.